Right, so I am back here in the movie library. I am home on North Sydney, Nova Scotia soil after a long, well, not long, a weekend trip out to see my dad and family. That was great to see my my dad, to see my stepmom and my sis. I got to see one of my friends too. So usually, I'm not a big drinker, more of a social drinker, I guess, so you call it. So over the time of my vacation, I was able to have a couple of drinks, a little whiskey, a little schnapps, that type of thing. Anyway, I am back here in the movie library, and I'm not sure how many people are going to be on today because this is kind of unexpected for me. Had a few things to do around the house, and well, my hair's a bit of a mess. Hey Scoter, how's it going? I'm actually going to be showing some stuff that I picked up on my trip to my home province. Hey Tommy, hey, how it goes, man? Out on your lunch break, right on. Perfect timing. So I'll get right into it. Then I'm going to show you some stuff that I got. First, to tell you what my dad picked up my better half. My better half's a huge 4K lover. That's her thing. She loves the format. She's a huge proponent of the 4K format. Hey Isaac. And everybody loves vacation films, but Chevy Chase vacation films. Anyway, so we were at Walmart, and they had something there that I knew she loved that I was going to pick up for her for Christmas. And my dad didn't know what to get my better half for Christmas, so he picked it up for Vegas. I can even like deal with Vegas. But Christmas one's really good. Christmas vacation is really good. But the first is still my favorite. So he picked her up. I don't have it here because I got to wrap it up. And that is the 2001, The Space Odyssey. Oh, really? Let's forget part 2. Part 2 doesn't exist, Isaac. He picked her up like the 2001 Space Odyssey 4K release with the cards and book or whatever is in there. Now, I read up on it. If anybody has 4K and they're wondering about the film, it looks like they went way above and beyond, and which you should, because this is Kubrick, by the way. And they got Leon Vitali to oversee the restoration of the film. And if that doesn't ring any bells, if it rings bells, you're not quite sure where you know the name from, then if you're a Kubrick lover, if Kubrick lover was here, he'd probably be at a spurt out right now that Leo Vitali is the guy behind much of Kubrick's work. He was like a promising filmmaker on his own, and he went 100% in with Kubrick, and the cinematography, all that. Leon Vitali has a huge amount to do with that. So what they did, I think they got like a 70mm print of the film that they didn't have before. Oh, Indian cinema directors. Tell you what, I'll research that a bit because I'm not as versed on it as I should be, and I'll get back to you on that one. So I won't give you an answer today, Isaac, but I will give you an answer. So keep an eye out in a very nearby future video. Because off the top of my head, I can't, but I know there's some that I really enjoy. And congratulations. I'm guessing Criterion still got you in that, right? My kitty's like purring in the background. So yeah, so Leon Vitali took 70mm print. Not a problem, Isaac. I live to serve. And apparently it looks amazing. So I'm actually excited. I'm excited for my better half's Christmas present this year. I did pick up something as well. Thanks, Andy. I'm glad to be back on here in North Sydney. I did love like visiting Corner Brook, visiting my family. It was a hectic time right now. There was some illness in the family, and it took a turn for the worst, unfortunately. So my heart and my thoughts go to my dad and my stepmom at this trying time right now, and my sis. So it's going to be a bit rough for them, and that's one of the reasons I was worried about that. That's one of the reasons that I took this time to actually go over there and to see if there was any way that I could help out. So but anyway, so I picked up something for my better half as well, and as I talk to you guys much on here, I don't talk a lot about gaming because my numbers go down every time I talk about gaming. But before I get in, I got movies to show you, so don't go anywhere yet. I grabbed her the system of her childhood. But she can't touch it at Christmas, though. I grabbed her the Sega, the Genesis, what was called the Master System over where she lived. And it's, Model 2. So I made sure I got the right model. And it came like with Sonic 2, of course. Oh, nice! I am so pumped for you, Isaac. It has been confirmed that I'm probably not going to get it for my Christmas present, but I really want it. I do. I keep asking my better half. But I keep putting things on. To be fair, I keep putting things on there. Like James tweeted about from a Severin announcement that the Blood Island collection was going out of print, and there's only 100 of them left. So I was like, okay, pre-order that. That's going to be part of my Christmas present, because Blood Island, super cheesy, super fun stuff. I like the Filipina type horror. I watch a lot of the Sierra Santiago films as well, so the Eddie Ramiro stuff, I kind of know the kind of the playing field that I'm working with there. So yeah, I also got her one of her favorite games of all time, which is Mortal Kombat 2. She's a huge fighting game fan. Neither of these she can play at Christmas time, but I'm glad to get it for her now. So. First off, I'll show you a couple things that my dad gave me, and then I'll give a couple things that I picked up. There's one of these here I'm not too sure about, as in like what it is. So if any of you guys there are from the UK or watch a lot of UK stuff, maybe you better tell me what this is. And I'll start with that one, I guess, because I really don't know a lot about this. So there's this show here. I want to leave the super cool stuff. Oh, I hope so. They really should. If they want to make money, like the Bergman set is good, but if they really want to make serious money, then a Kurosawa set would be something that would be imperative for them, because Kurosawa is going to get in more of the casuals than the Bergman set will. I said that on here before. I stand by that. I do think that if they put it announced in a Kurosawa set, there'd be a lot of people. I know that my better half, for instance, she's not at all excited about Bergman. She's not a Bergman fan. But like everybody has their own thing. But she is a humongous Kurosawa fan. The first Kurosawa movie that she ever saw was Kazumusha, and she went in from there, and she went back and watched a lot of his movies. She was very fascinated with his with his film and his style of film art. So yes, I do think that if they haven't thought about it, tweet it to them, Isaac. If you use Twitter, tweet, and anybody on here that would like to see an Akira Kurosawa Blu-ray upgrade set, tweet it to Criterion. I think it's something that they probably got on their plate already. But the more mentions that somebody meant, Twitter's a great rod for companies to actually decide what it is that they want to put out. So if there's movies you think that a company should put out, if they have any chance of getting it done, then people tweeting about it, I'll probably give them a tweet myself about that. It's kind of a way that they can find out that there's actual interest in these products before they put a lot of money into that. And the Kurosawa will be a major undertaking, of course, but not so major because they'd have a lot of stuff that was already done. I do think, Andy, I think it'd be, if they upgraded the Kurosawa set to Blu-ray, I think it would be their best-selling item ever. That's saying a lot, but I can't think of anything else that would sell better. I mean, look at Zadiichi and how well that set, or the Jacques Demy set. And a lot of people didn't know it, but Akira Kurosawa set, I would have locked it in early on because I think it would go fast. So here's the show. Tell me if you guys have seen it. My dad gave this one to me. I don't know a lot about it. UFI Kurosawa releases are good cheap channel. Exactly. So this is one called Wings. Now this is obviously not the American TV series Wings. It's a British series, a complete series. So there's series 1 and series 2. There's 25 episodes. And basically, the guy named Tim Woodward stars in this. And I just because his name is Woodward, I'm gonna, is he the son of Edward Woodward? I don't know. So Nicholas Jones, Michael Cochran. Not seen this. Yeah, actually, it's very interesting. Like there's series 1 right there. And like it's a 3-disc set. And I'm sure like features and all that type of stuff in there as well. But it's about the Great War. Oh, Tummy Films, have a good day there, and I'm glad. Hopefully, I help you enjoy your lunch break a little bit. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you later. I'll come back later. You can see a lot of cool stuff here, by the way. And if anybody knows the show, please let me know what it is. This is series 2 of Wings. I'm going to guess another. Oh, this is a 4-disc set, so this was a longer season. Series, I guess. Series. Sorry, it's British, so it's series. Oh, definitely. Region-free player, Isaac, is going to change the way that you watch things. It has for me. Obviously, I could not delve into things like Arrow and BFI and Eureka if I didn't have my region-free players. And as soon as you get one, just watch it. Within a year, you'll have a second one as a backup because you want to make sure all your region stuff is you're gonna be watching it for years to come. So that's the first one. The second one that he got, I knew that my better half was going to love, because she loves this detective, and this is a detective that's very big especially over in Europe. He hasn't quite caught on yet as big over here. I think he has more so with Rowan Atkinson films that they did, but mostly he was a lot of like French films and French TV shows use this detective much in the same way that Sherlock's been used in many shows, and that is Maigret. Inspector Maigret there. So this one has Bruno Kremer in it, and this is the first set. I think it was a fairly long-running series, and just make sure you get something that's going to work in your plugin, because I noticed over there you got like different plugins. Or at least has like an adapter. Like you can use like on the plug-in adapters, kind of like I use when I'm going on trips. So is anybody here familiar or a Maigret fan? It's a popular detective series. There's been like a lot of different players. Like Jean Gabin has played Maigret, of course. Recently, it's been Rowan Atkinson. There's been a few like different actors that have played him. This guy I think is actually very famous. Bruno Kremer has played the character. So this one has Maigret in Montmartre, Maigret in The Burglar's Wife, Maigret in The Flemish Shop, Maigret in The Judge, Maigret in The Headless Corpse, and Maigret at the Crossroads. Again, it's another set. I'm going to guess probably 2 discs. Yeah, so like they'll have. Oh no, sorry. It's 6 discs. Oh, okay. Thanks, Andy. I did not know. It's nice to have it. Definitely something I do like war stuff, so do want to have that in my collection. Now, each one of these got their own disc, by the way. They just have them stacked here, if you can tell. I know you probably can't tell, but they're stacked like one on top of one another. Which I'm not so big on the stacking thing, but at least they each have their own disc. I don't think there's a lot of features in for this one here. At least it has like English subtitles, so that my better half, she doesn't need them, but I do. So and I do like this detective series. So I'm not sure about the Bruno Kremer ones. I haven't seen them, but I have seen some of the other ones here. Now we're going to get into some of the cheesy stuff from my past. And first off, there is. You watched a few episodes of. Is that the new one with Rowan Atkinson? That one's really, really good. I actually do like that one. I haven't. My better half wants to get the Kino ones that came out. There's 2 ones that came out from Kino. Was like the 60s like movies that came out. Was Jean Gabin, and she really, really likes Jean Gabin, so she wants to get those. And I hope I'm getting his name right. So, got this one as well. Have Gun Will Travel season 2. I'm a huge Western fan. Of course, this is Paladin. Very, very cool Western show. A half-hour-long series, basically. Yeah, I know. Which actually happened the day after my better half got a 2001 for Christmas. So guess timing. Uh, but I'm not sure if anybody's ever seen like yeah, R.I.P. Douglas Palin. I was actually going to talk about him a little bit later. Isaac, so stop for a second before we go any further. I'm a huge comic book fan. If that hasn't been like apparent over the over here, I do apologize. Oh, definitely check it, McGree. The thing is that long before I was collecting movies, I used to collect comic books. Probably pretty much up until my until I had my my oldest now. I was a huge comic book collector. I think I'm getting a bit of a cold here, so I do apologize. I had long boxes of comics, and for a while I used to have like some really early stuff through collecting and trading that. I had like some early Marvel, the first 4 issues of Fantastic Four, first few issues of like, some early Spider-Man, and a lot of stuff like that. Now there's a flood in our basement, all that got wrecked. Then when I got to college, I started collecting comics again, and I'd always wanted to meet some of my favorites. So when my first convention came along, and the first time I was able to go to a convention was the Montreal Comic Con, and the deciding factor was obviously at any convention is going to be the guests, because for me it was in my better half, we were flying out to Montreal, and we wanted to make sure like we're going to see some famous people. So, Doug Bradley was going to be there, Neil Adams was going to be there. But the key thing that made us want to get there is that we wanted to meet Stan Lee, and he was there. So we did get to get our picture taken with Stan Lee. Actually, it had been a whole day of the convention, so my hair's a mess when I got my picture taken. But I was just so proud to stand next to like creative genius that was the Stan Lee, and he was older, and that was a few years back, and he looked like kind of like my grandpa type of thing, and I was so in awe of him. And my better half, who never loses her never loses her composure whenever she meets anyone, for once was speechless. And I think what we got out was really, thank you so much. He was the architect of our childhood. For me, for my better half, for a lot of people that I know, even for my dad, who grew up on a lot of his stuff. So, yep. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. You are definitely missed. I have to keep an eye on my watch because I actually have to leave very soon, so I actually got to speed this up a bit. This is kind of a mini movie club. So here we go with the Have Gun Will Travel second season. I don't have the first one. I think there's like 6 seasons of this. I'd have to check it out, but it was a pretty good show. Paladin, one that I really liked. Here's a super cheesy one I had to have. Now, you probably kind of kick me for this, but I had the chance to get the full complete set that they had out, like the expensive one, actually for a really good price, but I just couldn't afford it at the time. So many people, especially if you're growing up in North America, you grew up in the 80s, you remember the after school special, the 70s, 80s. You remember this. This was a huge deal over here, and basically you'd get a lot of people that would go on to be like big stars, and they'd be in these like after school specials. They'd either be like it would be like an adaptation of a popular teen novel, or there'd be like a message like don't drink and drive, teenage alcoholic, don't beware of like getting aboard the car with the hitchhiker, all that type of stuff, with Hitcher. So there's a bus that's out, a bus of like 26 episodes, big deal, that came out of the set, and right now it costs around $250 to pick up. I could have probably grabbed it for 40, so I really should have picked that up, and I did. Sad that I didn't. So this is a 2-disc set from class of 1981-82, would be around the time. I would definitely been watching this, and some of these have been like renamed, so it's hard sometimes to kind of figure it out. that's the thing. As we get older, so do the people, Isaac, that we've idolized, and that's an inevitability, unfortunately, for us, for them, and we have to remember that the people that we idolized were older when we were younger, and now we are older, so it's just the best thing I can say is enjoy and be glad that these people like Stan Lee, like David Lynch, like Friedkin, like Hitchcock before them, and they left a legacy that will immortalize them for all time. And that is an amazing thing to be able to say. So this one has Tough Girl. I think there's one about teenage alcohol on there, which is going to be super cool if there is. But after school specials, does anybody remember this? David Lynch is very slow getting it to Twin Peaks, so we might get another season. If he gets tired of it, he'll go on and do something else. Lynch tires easily, so we'll see how much he wants to do it before his next creative endeavor comes there. The good thing is that Lynch always does something that's completely Lynchian. So next up is one that I found. It's I don't think this one's in print any longer. If it is, it's actually very expensive to get, and that is Gangsters, Guns, and Floozies collection. I did actually tweet and Instagram this one. I love the fact that it's all the discs go together to make a kind of like the shadow of the gun there against the sidewalk. Oh, I missed that. I do apologize. So first off, we got Pretty Boy. After School was nothing over the. It is actually, it's a really cool one. It's done by Sony, and it's got decent remasters. No, not the remaster that we see today, but still like pretty good. So we got Pretty Boy Flight here. I love the covers of these. I gotta say, I do love the covers of these films, and that has John Erickson in it. Now, when you look at the inside, wow, I like the inside too. That's Pretty Boy Flight. Next up is Let 'Em Have It with Bruce Cabot and Richard Allen. Do they all have those cool like like a picture from the movie type thing? There's I'm Mobster with Steve Cochran. Definitely unusual looking, like and always an ominous picture on the. Your brother has good taste, and gangster films are amazing. Like and I would consider gangster films kind of like almost like a subgenre of noir. You get a lot of noir aspects to a lot of gangster films as well. I think my so this one here is Raw Deal. This has a great cast. We've got Claire Trevor, Raymond Burr's in this one as well. Who else is in this one here? Dennis O'Keefe and John Ireland. So yeah, looking forward to checking that out. As always, this time it's a lady with a gun. I'm having it. It's a real treat looking at these here and just seeing them. I've got another Dennis O'Keefe, June Lockhart, Alfred Ryder, and that is T-Men. Not G-Men, but T-Men. Again, I do love these covers. They're very exploitive. And you know me and exploitation. A typical gangster mall type character. Which I'm sure is probably Claire Trevor. No, June Lockhart, this one. Did I check out Arrow's November sale? Arrow's November sale? Are you talking about the Barnes & Noble one? Coming by so fast, man. So again, love this set. Not a lot of features, just 5 like cool gangster films, which is good for November. Oh, the Arrow, does Arrow do a Noir November sale? I did not know they were doing one. I'll have to check that out. $11 titles. No, I was lucky enough that some titles I got recently from a friend on here sent me some like noir titles, so I may have some of them. If I had to pick one, who is my favorite current filmmaker? Who? I don't know. That's to be like director. I really don't know. I like the producer. Jason Blum is doing a lot of great stuff in the horror genre. That's I think he's going to be more well known and well spoken of like years and years to come with what he's done. But as far like I can throw out names like Nolan and stuff like that, because I do love Nolan's work. But Carpenter, I still think he's fantastic. I disagree with people with especially with later stuff. I got the big knife, yeah. Murdersville knows I got the big knife. Don't you, Murdersville? That's what I'm saying. Are the ones there that I actually still get? Murdersville got me some nice ones. So, Typical Canadiana, Paul Thomas Anderson. Not my favorite, actually. I do like his work, but not my favorite. Looks like Wes Anderson. I do like his work, but I wouldn't consider him my favorite either. There's a lot of genre directors that I'm a big fan of. So I'm gonna have to let that one stew for a bit and like think about it. Good question, by the way. King of Kensington, in a completely different direction. This was the only season that they ever put out. Hey Maxwell, how's it going? You're probably not going to know this show. This is King of Kensington. Now this was done in CBC. That is Al Waxman right there. He was a huge star in Canada, and he became kind of a celebrity over in the U.S. as well. He did a lot of films over there. You're probably, if you're a fan of like Charles Bronson, you'll probably realize that yeah, he was in the last Death Wish movie as well. He's passed on now. He was definitely like a bigger actor over here, and a big deal, as was this show, King of Kensington. Now, King of Kensington was written by a guy by the name of Louis de Grande, who most people are going to remember from the movie Scanners. If you've ever seen the movie Scanners, or you know anything about the film at all, even if you've never seen the movie Scanners itself, you probably remember that one scene with the guy that's head gets exploded in Scanners. Remember that? The big head explosion scene in Scanners? Well, that's Louis de Grande, actually. Louis de Grande was a bigger writer-actor over here in Canada, especially in the late 70s, early 80s. He did King of Kensington. King of Kensington spun off with another show called Hanged In that lasted a few seasons, but he was probably best known for a show called Seeing Things, which has, as of yet, not been put on DVD or Blu-ray or anything. And CBC is really bad about getting the shows out. Red Letter Media fan. Is that the guys that do the features? Or are you talking about like are they another YouTube channel? Because if there's one, that's a YouTube channel that sometimes I like some of the stuff, sometimes I don't. Yeah, so yeah, that's Louis de Grande. There's a show called Seeing Things where basically he's a reporter named Louis Ciccone who's just broken up with his wife, and he gets hit on the head with a sack of flour. It's a YouTube channel. I don't really watch a lot of their stuff. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't. I would have to check them out again to see, did they put out anything recently that and I do apologize, I don't get the chance to watch a lot of stuff, unfortunately. He saw a Woman on the Run, Glass Key, Blue Dahlia, I got Rafifi, Ned the Hunter I got, both killers I got. There's a couple there that I would be interested in. Not sure if I get them right now, but you know. But yeah, so he did King of Kensington. It was a great show. It dealt with like a lot of like stuff like early on. Now Fiona Reed, the girl that played Kathy, would leave the show around like 2 or 3 seasons in, and they deal with like with Larry King, his character King of Kensington. Kensington is a street in Toronto, basically getting divorced, and that was like a big deal to deal with back then. This was a series that I've been like wanting. I'm gonna check those out actually. Do they say bad things about the new Star Wars films? I might have an issue there if they say bad things about the Star Wars films. I've got like a problem with the toxicity that's come along with like the with Star Wars and like the with the later films. That's really bothered me. So I know I'm putting a lot of attention onto this one here, but there's a reason for it. It's a hard find. It's one that I really was really excited to get. And you're like, how can you put more attention on that than you did on like if they're a negative-based channel, I'm probably not going to like them as much. I do try to keep things positive, especially on my channel. That's one of the things. So Mike Myers and Eugene Levy are in a couple episodes. First thing Mike Myers did, King Kensington. But here's a show you're all going to know, more than likely. And I'm excited to finally have this one. So I like murder mystery style shows. And this is the complete series. I mean, all 8 seasons, 178 episodes, plus all of the television movies that came on before and after the show ended. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you a kind of a hint. It brought back characters from earlier shows, like earlier mystery detective shows, as their own characters. Like, for instance, Mannix, Mike Connors, comes back playing Mannix in an episode of the show. Barbara Bain comes back playing her character of Cinnamon back from the Mission Impossible days onto this show as well. So it's actually kind of cool that we got to see that. Would bring back characters and actors from previous shows. Obviously, it's not Murder Show because Murder Show brought them back. Criterion Collection. Probably have. I think I might have. I don't know if I have seen this complete collection video. I definitely am going to look it up for it now though, because that's the type of thing I really, really like. Nobody's guessed what this is yet. Nobody's tried to guess what this is yet. Anyway, so since I got to go in a couple minutes, I got to tell you. So that is Diagnosis Murder with Dick Van Dyke. Now, I am a huge fan of this show. I remember the first Diagnosis Murder movie. I actually watched it when it premiered on TV. When it became a TV series, I was kind of confused because there was like complete shifts from the movie to the TV series. In the TV movies that I saw, or at least the ones that I saw, I think there's 3, but I only saw like 1 or 2 of them. He had like a daughter, and when the show became a TV series, he had a son that was a detective, which wasn't in the movies, just so you know. So this one has everything. So all 8 seasons, all the movies. I just like flip them out really quickly to show you guys. So the first couple seasons of Diagnosis Murder are good. They're not great. It follows much along the Murder, She Wrote formula, especially in the early seasons. But Scott Baio, kind of the weak link for the series. He's okay, but there's another actor comes in I think in the 2nd or 3rd season by the name of Charlie Slater. Now Charlie Slater had yeah, I do think that's one guy that I like Isaac actually. But Charlie Slater actually had just finished doing Ferris Bueller as a TV series. Oh, I would love to have Ellery Queen. I love that show. That was an awesome one. So Charlie Slater was in this as well. And when he came in, the show got like significantly better than Scott Baio. Scott Baio, a bit of a dick in real life apparently. Also, not the best on this show. So just saying. Of course, they have Barry Van Dyke. He's like came in for the series, so they all got pretty much the same discs. Not sure if the Diagnosis Murder television movies. There's 5 of them all in total. A Diagnosis of Murder is the first one. So I'm actually really excited to dive into this. I'm not sure if we're going to wait till Christmas and make this like a Christmas thing, or if we'll probably do it like it's something we can watch now type of thing. Now, with that being said, this is one of my shorter videos. I do apologize for that, but in less than an hour, I'm going to be working. My better half's at work right now, so I gotta walk to work. It's not a nice day out. Have I ever wanted to make my own movies? Isaac, I have always wanted to make my own movies. I'll put it to you this way. I was asked recently what I would like to do. What's the one what would I like to be doing for like a living? Like if I could do anything. And something in cinema, something in film. I like this. If this was a way to, if this was a career and I could talk movies, and it's not a viable career, unfortunately. But this would be my ideal, and I would take this and I'll go on from this to make films, to make documentaries on film, that type of thing. That's what I would love to do. He did do something. He actually got the you got Roy Petrie, actually, the character he played on the Dick Van Dyke Show, actually show up in a scene. If you're eagle-eyed, you'll remember that episode. So Dick Van Dyke did a great job. Now, Diagnosis of Murder was a spin-off of another series called Jake and the Fat Man. Dick Van Dyke also, yeah, it is. It's like super, but no, it's not impossible to be a filmmaker. No, you can do it. Like if you want to make movies, you're 16. You are at the age right now. Start, and obviously you have a lot of knowledge when it comes to like world cinema. Take that, look at what you want to do for the future. You're at the perfect age to like really drink that stuff in, and become, and to go forward and do what you want to do. So if you have a love for it, hey Stephanie, you caught me at the end of it. I did show Diagnosis Murder, which you should know. Yeah, I hope you know this TV series. I was actually just listening to a video of Stephanie's earlier on today when I was on the boat, because I just got on a boat, of it. You should have seen this. This has like, if you're a fan of like old TV shows like Man X or Mission Impossible, the characters from those shows actually do show up. And so I just finished off the Bad Ronald Trilogy of Terror episode of Just the Discs with Stephanie and Brian, which is actually really good. So if you guys have not watched that yet, it's episode 80, or listen to it, then please do so. And as well as reading the stuff that Stephanie writes, because Stephanie is a very talented writer as well. Follow her Twitter if you have not, and be nice when you do, because I always say that. But there's some great stuff that she does, basically, not just in the podcast, but she's also a very, very talented writer that I like to read. So, and I look forward to reading more of. And always feel free to pimp your stuff out here on my channel, because that's what it's for. Me and Bubbly think we agree, and as you know, Bubbly has that smile. You can install iTunes for their podcast. Excellent. That is awesome, Scolder. You are in for a treat. There's some great stuff that you're going to see there. Stephanie does like one with like Screamcast as well, and so I will only promote Bubbly. Yes, promote me. So I've actually gotten a few more subscribers recently. That's really surprised me, because my subscriber base has just as it is like a certain level, and it's like never gotten above that. So the fact that I've gotten like around 30 more subscribers recently, that was a big deal for me. For a small channel like mine, that's a huge deal. Like I've got around 1,600 and close to 1,700 subscribers, which is a small base, but I got awesome subscribers. So quality over quantity, right? That's the way that I got to take it. Oh, and Stephanie, I know you've seen this one on there, but I got to say it. There it is. And the off chance that Stephanie's going to know what this is, she's probably too young, but the After School Special. My channel is very niche, Steph. It's really niche. I'm going to consider it that, that secret channel that all the cool kids know about. After School Specials. A lot of big stars came out of these. Anyway, guys, you guys are fantastic. I just got off a boat a few hours ago I took a very long trip to get here. I want to do like a full-fledged, huge movie club edition, and to get in, like, to talk about. I want to talk about my some of my favorite superhero stuff. I want to talk about, like, the passing, unfortunately, of Stan Lee, and the Voice of Hell. Just a lot of the other stuff. You found me through the Arrow video. Oh, see, that's it. And I do love Arrow. That's the thing. Some people found me through Vinegar Syndrome. Some people blame me for getting them addicted to Vinegar Syndrome. That's not a lie, actually. I have a few people that will have messaged me on, like, on Instagram and stuff, and they said, I buy Vinegar Syndrome now because of you. I don't know whether to thank you or slap you, and that's a true thing. But yeah. The Arrow video, usually it's the company videos. If somebody came onto my channel, it's usually the company videos. I know there's a guy that's on here, but way more popular than me, named Mood616, and he found me through, like, a video where I talked about, like, a Jess Franco box set. I think it was one that I actually was got from my dad. It was like, Gigi Nassad and Justine and all those on there. And if you watch my recent video where I was at my dad's house, I actually went around and showed some of my dad's stuff, and I showed that actually disc there as well. Oh, I am as well. I'm excitedly waiting for the Black Friday sale. And Severin has thrown out all the Colors of the Dark as well. What do I get, guys? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that later on, either tonight or tomorrow evening, depending on how tired I am. I'm pretty exhausted right now. I got to go to work. Yeah, I'm working till 1 tonight, so it's another long shift. If you haven't checked out the latest episode of Just the Disc podcast, check it out. Stephanie Crawford, she's awesome. She's right here. She's in here a lot. Also, ask about her writing as well, because she does some amazing stuff there. And thank you guys so much for coming in. We will talk about Black Friday soon. Black Friday is going to be definitely on my, if you skip the Sephora sale for the Vinegar Syndrome sale, that's a true movie lover. It truly is, because I know how much members of my family love Sephora. Thanks for watching, guys. I am Aaron. Thanks for joining me here in the movie library. You are the movie club, and you are utterly fantastic. It's good to be home. There's no place like home.